Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I'm coming back with two little gift boxes. Well, one's a bag, one's a box, and I'm taking my inspiration from the beautiful Danielle Rose, who passed away a few, I think it's about 2 years ago now. I do miss her, bless her, and I miss her videos, but I came across her videos the other day. She made a lot bigger box than this, but very much the same idea. Hers was massive. I've got this ribbon on the outside. I may attach it on the inside. I'll show you differently in a minute. And when you can take the ribbon off, or you can just scoot it to one side. I don't fancy tying it again. And it's a beautiful little box. I haven't decorated up here because when the lid goes on, it covers it. And I can try and squeeze this little ribbon back on. There we go. But it's made from Christmas papers that I've had for a while now, that I've had from the range. A very Merry Christmas to you, and special delivery from Santa. I haven't decorated the sides. I just think it's really cute. And she also made this beautiful gift bag, bigger than what I've made as well. This little piece is the same as the inside of the bag, where you tend to cut that much off. Well, I know for a fact from the score lines, this is exactly the same width with extras on the sides. So what I did is cut them down 1/2 inch, glued this on the front. That way, I think Danielle used a Velcro dot, but it's the same width. It's the reverse of your paper. When I can get it under there, and it just tucks away nice and neat, and it holds quite a fair bit. It's 1 3/4 inches wide, but look, you can get quite a bit in there. And then, like I'm saying, it's self-close. Well, it's not self-closing, it just doesn't shut by itself, but you're using the bits that you've cut off to make a closure to save on ribbon. Or you could have a ribbon, you could add Velcro dots, or you could add magnets. So they're so simple to make. I've cut my bits for the both boxes. This one I'm going to be using some of this beautiful, what's it called? I think it's called Winter Meadows, and you need a piece of 12 by 12. It's coming to the end of the Christmas, so I want to use up my papers. So let's get our score tool out. Right, I'm going to flip this over, but you want your directional paper that way. You don't want it on the side, because you'll end up with a side pocket. So paper, I'm turning over so you can see the score lines. I'm going to get my little book. Let me put all. I've already made the base for the box, but we haven't decorated it yet. We're going to do the decorating. And I've also got my pieces. Got this beautiful ribbon that the beautiful Georgie Burns sent me. It's stuff from a florist to wrap around flowers, and it's just absolutely beautiful. So we need to score this at 4 inches. And I'm using the fatter end, because if you use the thin end, you tend to go through your designer size paper. So 4 inches. 5 3/4. Make sure I don't push it up too far. 9 3/4. And the reason I'm doing it twice is because I want to make sure. And then 11.5. 11.5. Right, now I got a little bit confused. So this time I'm going to turn it over the right way. My 1/2 inch strip at the top. And you want to score this at 1 3/4 and 9.5. Which gives you that 2.5 inch flap at the top. Now, if I turn it over, this is going to be 2.5 and 10.25. Now, I scored 1 3/4 this end and 9.5 this end, and it just knocked me totally off. So it's 2.5 and 10.25. But if you're doing it that way, the normal way, it's 1 3/4 and 9.5. I don't want to confuse anybody, but that's the scoring. So this is our 1/2 inch strip, and then this is the panel we're going to keep. So you need to cut down there and then take this strip off, but don't throw it away, because that piece, this piece here, is the section, and we're just going to trim half, so we got 1/2 inch either side to make our label. So I'm going to use my long scissors. Let me just fold and burnish the score lines to see if that helps you to see them. If I'd have used my Stampin' Up scoreboard, it would have worked out perfect. I wouldn't have had to turn my paper over, but because that one is right-sided, it threw me off. That's why my box didn't fit properly at the bottom, and I had to cut loads off, and it's not as big. So my boo-boo, so you don't have to. But if you're using the Stampin' Up scoreboard, yours will be 1 3/4 by 9.5. So this is beautiful paper and would make a beautiful little gift bag. I'm just making sure, because our Stampin' Up papers are never bang on 12 by 12. You can guarantee it. So this is my top piece. I'm going to just, before I score the other bits, I'm just going to, and I'm removing the score line. So I'm coming this side of the score line, and I'm just going past it, because we're going to take this score line off as well. So I can miter that little section, and then I'm just taking that score line off. You can use your trimmer for this if you want. This will just help the bag to close a little better. So don't throw this piece. Let me just cut these up. I'm going to miter that little side, because we're going to remove this little bottom section. And again, I'm removing the score line. And then I'm just going to cut up and cut up. I'm going to hide the, I tuck these on the inside. I'm just going to try, oh, I've messed that one right up. So let me just remove that score line, because you won't see that. You can remove the score lines if you want. Let's just pop that out the way. So this will fold over. This will fold up, so that's the back. And then this will come over the front. Now, I should tell you what we should have done. Fetch your scoreboard back up. Now, where your flaps are, let me just guess, they are 1 3/4, so we want 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So we want, getting this egg going. I've forgotten. So 1 3/4, so 7/8. Yeah, 7/8, and do it down to this score line where your flap is. You can go all the way down there, but don't, you're not going to score that. And then get this one, just line it up 1 3/4 and score at 7/8. It's just so we can fold in our side of our bags. You don't have to do the V, it closes by itself. So just fold them inwards. And it's just so when you close your little bag up, and just fold that over, and that attaches, it folds flat at the top. and then you've got your top. Perfect. So just open that back out. I'm just going to add some double-sided tape, and I'm doing it right along the edge of the score line. And I'm just going to burnish that. You can add 2 rows. Let's do 2 rows. One near the edge and one near the what's it called? Score line, and one near the edge. Pokey tool. These bags, you can make these, fold them flat, and then when you're ready to go, just glue the bottoms on. So fold this over, making sure you've got this just lined up where you need it. Perfect. Right along that. So you could leave these flat on a desk, and then when you want to come and decorate them, you can. I'm going to round these corners off. I know my little trees will be upside down on the flap. And I can see a little bit of the score line there. It just helps the bag to close a little bit. So, perfect. They're upside down, but I don't mind that. So, normally we fold these in first, and then we go whichever the back is. Where's the back? Yeah, I've done the, yeah, there's the back. So we do this, this, and then this, but this time we're going to close this, fold those in. So if you want to miter the ends just a wee bit, just on this side, oh, Gaynor can't see, so let me just do this side. You only want the side that's going close to the back. So make a seam again. There's my seam. So this is going over to the front. Our sides are coming in, and then we're going to glue this down. So you've got a seamless bottom. So there's no flaps on the inside. So I'm going to grab my tape runner. I'm just going to add some tape just to the outside. So pull it forward, making sure it's nice and straight. Put your little flaps over, and then we're going to close the bottom. So you've hiding those little flaps. That way, if you've got a nice little square box inside, it will not deter from inside the bag. So if you look inside the bag now, wait, there we go. It's seamless. There's no flaps in the bottom. We've hidden them underneath. So this is the box. The little gift bag's already made. So we're just poking in where we scored down the side. You can flatten it a little bit if you want and burnish. And then this little package is coming over. Making sure that's nice and straight. Perfect. So our flap. So this is the piece we cut off. So we've got that. We know that's the same width. Exactly, because it's been cut off. So what I'm going to do is kind of cut half of it, leave half an inch that side, half an inch that side, and I'm going to take that down to about 1.5. So what I do, I put this in, and I put my line on my 1/2 inch strip and cut. Take this and put this on my 1/2 inch line and cut, and then this is the bit with the seam, so I know this is perfectly straight. So let's do this. Did I do the other one 1.5? Let's do 1 3/4 just to be on the safe side. You can always trim it down a little bit more. So now we fold in the opposite way. Because we don't want the same, you can have the same closure, so it's a hidden flap. You could do it like that if you wanted to. But I'm just going to use this side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue that on there. Once I've lined up my flap, I'm going to literally, just so it tucks in about 1/2 inch. That way I can tuck it in without going all the way inside, and it just keeps it and allows me to open it that way. I mean, on my other one, and all you're going to do is tuck your flaps in. My other one I didn't keep as straight, and then you're going to put some tape down. You can use glue here and hold it in place, but you don't want a lot. You only want to come about 1/2 inch down, and then when you lift your flaps up, I'm going to close my little bag, make sure it's all lined up. Close my flap. She says, I'm going to do it upside down because I can't see. So I put my little flap in about 1/2 inch. That little flap in about 1/2 inch. Well, you're not wasting paper either, and you've got a perfect closure. And then just line that up. Line it up that side. Keeping it nice and straight. And then you can burnish your sides down. And then you can open your flap to get your items in, or you can be using Velcro dots if you want to. I'm going to add a tiny little dot of glue because I didn't get all the way to the end of my flap, so make sure you glue all the way to the ends. I'm just making sure I've got no excess. And then this little flap will tuck in, and you close the top of your bag. And it's just tuck inside there and keep the bag closed. Isn't that cute? It's a bit skewy. No, it's not. I thought it was a bit skewy, but it's not. Excuse me. So that's our first little bag, and like I'm saying, you could use a Velcro dot, magnets, or you could even hold it together with a ribbon. Now this, I'm going to use my Merry Christmas. I know I could have stamped it beforehand, but I can flatten my box. It's not even a box, Gaynor, it's a bag. So I'll keep it nice and straight. And I've got the words Merry Christmas perfectly stamped. Leave that to dry for a minute because it's my VersaFine ink. Just give that a couple of seconds to go off. Now I added these beautiful berries and embellishments because they match this. Now this is a non-directional paper, that's why my flap looks perfect. But this is, don't worry about the trees being upside down, like I'm saying. So what I'm going to do here, I've got these gorgeous little gems. I know it's not going to make a little tree or anything, but let's go for a large and a large and a little small one just there to decorate that. Isn't that cute? You want to add some nice ribbon, you can. You could even tie some baker's twine around that. I've got these little I mean, you could add a little red ribbon. I don't know where you'd put it, but I don't think the red will go. There's little snowflakes there. These are a really old set, so let's just pop one. And let's just put one there. There we go. So that's our little gift bag, which is slightly bigger than my other one. Same width, definitely the same width, just a little bit taller because I actually did it right this time. So there is this self-closing little gift bag made by the beautiful Danielle Rose, and the inspiration she gave to me. I even did the bottoms wrong, but this one's right, this one's wrong. But I love that. Isn't that cute? You could get a fair whack in that. So that's that bag done. So I've got my little bits. This is for the lid. Base, 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 lid, lid, lid. There for my lids. Literally, you're going to need 4 pieces at 3 7/8 by 7/8. You're going to need 4 pieces at 1 7/8 by 7/8. And then you're going to need this piece at 1 7/8 by 3 7/8, which is for lid. Now, I made my lid out of this designer series paper, and it was a bugger to glue. It was awful to score, so I thought I'll make the lid. Now, the box, when you get it in, it's a little bit tight, but once you've glued it and run your bone folder, it's beautifully in place. Now, if you did the lid exactly the same size, it would buckle, and I didn't like that. So what I did is, this is 4 by 6 scored at 1 by 1 all the way around. This is 4 1/16 by 6 1/16 scored at 1 inch all the way around. So I've made the bottom section. You will need 2 pieces, and these, oh, I've got, what's that, off something else. These you'll need 2 at 5 by 6.5, and all you're going to do is score them along the long side at 2 6. Easy peasy. And then, like I'm saying, I've just give you the measurements for these are my gorgeous labels for the front and the back for the decoration, and they are 3 inches by 3 7/8. Yeah, because the box is 4 inches. So again, I'm just going to rub out those measurements, because unless, mind you, they're going to be on the inside of the box. So score this at 2 and spin it around and score it at 1/2 inch. But if you're doing it on your Stampin' Up board, it's 2 6. It just, so 2, oh, that's no good, 2 and 6. So I'm doing 1/2 inch because this is 6.5. So 2 and 6 will give you those on your board. Just saves me opening it out. These, again, this is the most simplest box you'll ever make. If you like something rigid, it'll fit a lovely mobile phone in there with some chocolates down the side. It will have, you know, some nice chocolates that you don't want. Or if it's a present, you don't want people squeezing the bag, so you want that. And the same you want with the other. I mean, I can fold them the opposite way. Doesn't make any odds. I'm going to cover them up. So this is going to be on the front, and you want 1 inch at the top and bottom, but I'll do this after. So they're just going to fit front and back. I think Danielle scored hers so she could just line them up beforehand, but they're easy enough to put on afterwards. So we need, again, I'm using my tape runner because it's just something I'm doing for videos. Let me just oh, there we are. But if you were making this nice and strong, you can use your fast fuse. If I don't know what the other Stampin' Up one's called, but so you are, that's going on the outside. No, it's not. It's going on the inside now because I've glued it wrong. But you want to just line that up with the 1/2 inch strip. You want to do the same with this one. And then I'm just going to fold that over and fetch this across, and just making sure they're all lined up perfectly. And what I like to do is fold it that way and fold it that way. That way you know you've got a perfect square then. There we go. So this is going to, there's a little bit of glue sticking over the top. I'm just going to use my glue eraser to get rid of that. There we go. So this is a tight squeeze, like I'm saying. But once we add glue, there, and there, and then press this against, it fits lovely, trust me. It looks like it's too small, but it's not. So I'm getting my glue. And I'm just, you don't even, well, you do, just put a little bit on the side. You don't need a lot. You don't really need a lot on the front. Just squirt it in. Right, now it doesn't really make any odds because you've got a seam here and here. It doesn't matter which way around. So slide those in. And it, like I say, it buckles. It looks like it buckles, but then go in with your bone folder. Smush your sides down. I mean, you'll do it a lot longer than what I will, but if you've got a longer bone folder, get that in there. My other one fit perfect. Look at that. My other one fit absolutely perfect with no bulking whatsoever. I might have just tightened them up a little bit too tight, but I'm scraping my wrist along this edge, so be careful. There we go, that's better. So the front's in, and then we're just going to manipulate the back just until the glue adheres down. Isn't that cute? So there's your little box. So may your days, let's just pick the best bit on the front. Let's put this at the back. Now what you want to do with this is line this up with the top of your box here, at the top of this where you've just glued. Line that up, giving yourself a little gap either side. And then the base, mine's directional, it's got little trees on. But this paper all coincides. And if you don't want to decorate the sides, you don't have to, but I'm just not decorating these sides. But a gift box and a gift bag, make sure your little trees are going the right way. If you've got a directional paper, just make sure they're going the right way. Love it. Now this is my front, so I'm having this right on the front, and I've gone and I'm just going to wrap my ribbon around. I was going to try and hide it, but then I've only just realised I've already glued the base on. So, but you could glue the sides. You can put some ribbon just down that side instead of looping it underneath. Have a strip up the side and a strip up that side, and leave enough to tie on the top, and you'll save on ribbon as well. So last piece, just for a second. Just going to add those. I'm going to set my in that cute little box. So set that to one side, and we're going to score this at 1 inch. Let me get my score tool on all 4 sides. So this is 4 and 1/16, which is in between those two, but I did that on my Stampin' Up trimmer. And then 6 and 1/16. So that way you've got that 1/16 border all round for closing your lid. And it's simple. Cut up, miter. Now you can, again, sometimes you don't have to miter both sides. Let me just check. Let me just have a look. See. So just miter the ones that are going in. So you want to keep a nice straight edge. Up and notch. And then you can always check before that you've got a nice flat edge and it's not poking out up the top. So you only need to miter the inner pieces. So up, miter, I couldn't believe it when somebody messaged me and said that she passed away. She hadn't been ill for long, and I was devastated. I'd met her a few times at the Stampin' Up retreats and stuff. What a lovely girl. So making sure my glue is along by this edge, and I'm going to put a little bit in there. And you can deck, oh look at me, I even scored my lines. Yeah, she was a beautiful girl, beautiful soul. Oh, Ada's rushing, as you can tell. Maybe I should have cut those end bits off. Maybe not, I'm okay. So I'm just going to grab a clip because I'm rushing. And I'm just going to, let me trim those outer pieces off just to be on the safe side. So just miter them all. Don't take my advice. I'm a silly sausage. So just, I put too much glue, that's what it is. But what a way, and you can do your box any size you want then, because you're only concentrating on one side at a time. Just get another one in there just to make sure I bond my pieces together to make sure they're nice and straight. Just give that a second. So while I'm doing that, I'm going to put my trees on, and I'm going to put this on the right way, so when I'm looking at the top of my box I've got my trees on the go. And again, I've got directional paper here. And what I found is my trees were on the side, on the top, and the only one that was right was this one. So hence the reason I want to decorate separately. So my little trees are right. I've got that a little tad too long, I think. Just about. So let's just check. That's fine. I mean, you can make a nice little tab label now as well to put on with your ribbon, but I just wanted to show you the little gift box. Oh, our lovely Danielle made it. You want to just, you don't have to do this. I'm just doing it so my paper stays stuck down. Making sure I've got my little trees going the right way, so every angle of the box is cute. I need a bit more glue in there, look. Oh, not come all the way to the edge. Perfect. This paper's a little bit thick, and it didn't half clog my trimmer up with glitter. Oof, there was loads of glitter. I'm going to put that on there. and just make sure I've got it slidden into place. Take my little clips off. I mean, you'll have more time at home too. So my little trees now are going to sit, and look at that, it fits on there, beautiful. So I've got the wrong way around because my skates are at the front. So you can just about see my sentiment, and you can just about see it's all fit on there, beautiful. So that's our second little box. Now I'm going to take some of this gorgeous ribbon, and I'm just going to tie it. And I think this was like £2 for the whole reel. Oh my goodness. Dana's not... that's a lot of ribbon. Yeah, go to a florist, or go to where, you know, look online for florists that sell cheap ribbons. I mean, you can spend your time now getting those tails and perfectly wrapping them. It is a little bit big, so I have already flagged the end, but look at that. I'm just going to do that again. What you do is pinch, come up towards you, fold it in half and point away, and then you get those beautiful snake tongues, as they're called. And you end up with a point. If you do it the wrong way and cut it towards you, you're going to have a point. So always cut away from you, and then you get the fork tongue. Otherwise you'll end up with little chevrons like that. So there we go. There's the little gift box. And just put the bits away. Beautiful sheer ribbon from a florist. Satin edge organza. Yeah, this definitely, she sent me them. She used to get them off a gentleman down the road who was a friend of hers, a florist. So you can tidy up your ribbons. You can do, like I'm saying, put a strip inside before you glue it, so you've only got a piece up the sides. But there's those lovely little gift boxes, absolutely beautiful, along with our gorgeous little gift bags to go matchy. But this is my last Christmas project now before the new year, so I hope you've enjoyed. I hope you give them a go, and I'd love a thumbs up and a share. That'd be amazing. Until next time, all glory to our great Lord and Saviour who gives us these beautiful talents to share with you lovely ladies. So on the next video, come back and see what we make then. Bye.